we do not see, as a result of the genetic manipulation and the hive mind, we do not see as much of the universe as we used to see, as humans used to see. What we now call dark matter and dark energy. It's not pitch black. It's just an area of the universe that we can't access anymore. It's just as the computers in China cannot access vast chunks of the World Wide Web. This is why visible light, which is an infinitesimal frequency range within the electromagnetic spectrum, is so tiny. We used to see far more. You know, they used to say the gods lived among us. Well, the gods don't live among us now, because they could see the frequency range on which these, quote, gods operated. When the genetic manipulation happened, it so truncated our visual frequency range, our breadth of decoding what we call human sight, that suddenly those, quote, gods were still where they always were, but we can't see them anymore. And this is why you've got situations where animals like cats will react to things in so-called empty space to us, but it's not empty space to them. They can see things we can't see.
Right. It's that interdimensional stuff. It's that the call them strings, timelines, whatever. I mean, it's really a matter of how you view that. But if somebody can just sit in their space, wherever that space is, and if they really just reach out and get beyond that space, they can actually start sensing and feeling things that are right next to them.
Right.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. You've done an absolutely huge service to humanity, and I'm sure you know that. And I'm sure your trip to the psychic all them many years ago probably unfolded quite differently than what you first interpreted it.
Yeah, I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was happening for about a year after that, and I got a clue.
Well, yeah, and that was probably you shifting and changing and maybe inviting that energetic being that was all around you into your space without maybe you being totally conscious of that. And so what a fascinating way to look at that. It's just this whole construct thing, that just started with me, I don't know, about 6 months ago. They started talking to me about this whole construct thing, and every day I experience something new within that whole construct kind of scenario that they've laid out before me, and it's almost difficult to put into words the depth and the level and the enormity, the very fabric, if you will, of its infiltration.
Yeah, and you can't, like I think I said earlier, you can't understand to any depth the manipulation of human society in terms of banking scams and manipulated wars and surveillance programs, etc., and microchipping agendas. You can't understand that until you see this bigger level of reality, because that is the waveform construct playing out in holographic society. And this is how they can play it out so synchronistically, so much in the way that it dovetails and connects, where this happens over here, this happens over there, this surveillance here, this war here, it dovetails so well from their point of view, because the information is encoded in the waveform level of the universe, what I call the metaphysical universe, and then plays out. It's like me programming this computer to do certain things, and then I press enter, and it plays it out on the screen. Same thing. Mm-hmm. And what we need to do, and this is why understanding this is vital, is we need to unpick this hack. And when we do, and we will do that, then this control system will fall. And like I say, it will be like people Sleeping Beauty waking up. Where have I been? What's happened? Because suddenly that hive mind will be disconnected from the human mind. And it's going to be one heck of a ride in the period coming up. It really is.
Well, and I have to say, every time you say that term, hive mind, all I can think of is Stargate Atlantis, and they talk about the Wraith and the hive mind, and it It just strikes me, that whole hive mind mentality. Because and here's a question for you. You can choose to answer it or not. You called him the reptilian, but is that who you think is kind of running the control system within the moon matrix?
Oh yeah, definitely the serpent gods. I've gone into that in considerable detail in the book, and what's there to be found is that when you look at tens of thousands of years of human existence, the common deity, the common god or gods to all of these different areas of the world is the serpent god, the serpent gods, and then they express themselves in other ways too, because one of the common themes is that Credo Mutwa talks about this, but so do many other areas of the ancient world. Their common theme that the serpent gods said to humans, you must never depict us as we really look, or else, basically, simplifying it. And so they were symbolized in other ways. They were symbolized as being certainly clearly not human, but that they weren't actually symbolized, although you can find literal symbolism, but more it's symbolism of a non-human form, but not that they look reptilian. And this was to identify this non-human influence without actually overstepping the mark as they would have seen it, that we depict the gods as they really look. This is why on Credo Mutwa's what's called Necklace of the Mysteries, where he's got this massive, calls it necklace, or he doesn't call it, it's what it's been known for a long, long time. It's like a big copper circle which goes onto his shoulders, and dropping down from this circle of copper are all these symbols, which Credo and the storytellers before him in the line have used to tell the story of the human race and the story of Africa. And at the front is a human woman, and hanging next to her is a entity that looks anything but human. And the male non-human entity has an erect penis made of copper, which used to be made of gold, Credo said, which takes us up to North Africa and Egypt, and one of the prime centers of their myths, which was the golden penis of Osiris. Well, that's just another expression of it down in southern Africa here. And I said to him when I first met him so long ago now, what do those two mean? And he said this symbolizes the interbreeding between the Chitahuri, the serpent gods, the children of the serpent, as that translates as, with humans to create the hybrid race. And this Necklace of the Mysteries is mentioned in accounts 500 years old. And Credo says it's at least 1,000 years old. Well, also, I've seen it and touched it, and
wow,
been taken around the symbols by Credo at his home, and hanging from it is a hand which has the all-seeing eye on it, which has the Star of David, as we call it, but that's not a Jewish symbol. It's an ancient esoteric symbol, which the Rothschilds took as their symbol. The House of Rothschild banking empire, and it became associated with Jewish people as a Jewish symbol. It's not. It's an esoteric symbol. They found that symbol on the floor of an Islamic temple, which was unearthed near Tel Aviv or in Tel Aviv. So it's an ancient symbol. So that's on this hand that is 500 years old at least, and Credo says 1,000 years old. Also on there is the constellation of Orion. On this hand, and what else is on the Necklace of the Mysteries? A flying saucer, a classic flying saucer that people call UFOs and all the rest of it. And he said they are the ships that the Chitahuri came to the Earth in, and they came in them from the moon, And there's constant interaction between the moon serpent gods race and the Earth, because by its very nature, the moon needs the Earth's resources to continue to exist. This is why when Don Juan Matus was talking there about their fear of humans waking up and realizing what's going on and their food source being removed. Humans and the earth are their food source. They are their resource source.